Welcome back to Building Character, where we figure out how to play as your favorite fictional characters in Dungeons & Dragons. Join the Patreon to support the channel and like and subscribe for a great partner next time you play. Maybe. Today we're building Alex Murphy, the Robocop. Gotta be honest, I thought he was just an Irish dude named Robocop when I was growing up, but after seeing the movies I liked the direction they went with it.
You gon' say Detroit City when we get you back on the feet.
Let's start off with our goals for this build. First, robot. We need to get heavy so we can just kind of walk up slowly and down smash. Next, cop, but this is a fantasy game, so we'll protect and serve the community effectively. Still with a lot of shooting. Finally, let's get some more sci-fi stuff. Jetpacks, thermal vision, and super aiming. For stats, we'll be using the standard point buy. Roll for stats if you want, just keep your multi-classing minimums in mind. Strength, dexterity, and intelligence up to 14. Robocop is super strong, a crack shot, and has some extra assistance with investigation. Constitution at 12, we'll get some stuff to beef this up later. Wisdom is lower than I'd like, we'll still have good perception, but the other stats are more important. Finally, we'll dump charisma. Intimidation will be nice, but how often do people actually surrender to Robocop? Never. It's explosions and blood squibs as far as the eye can see. Alex Murphy is a human. He's a guy who gets robot parts put on him. That's the story of the movie. That'll let us grab the gunner feat for +1 to your dex. You can fire at point blank range without disadvantage and shoot twice in a turn without dealing with the loading penalty. It just works automatically. Semi-automatically, anyway. Bump your dexterity and intelligence with your 2 free points. Grab sleight of hand to twirl your gun to impress your son that never shows up in any of the movies. And investigation and perception to solve those crimes. I think Alex was a good cop. I mean, I guess we only see him go on one assignment, and then Red Foreman turns him into Swiss cheese, but maybe he's not a good cop. We'll kick things off as a fighter for 2 skills from the fighter list, like athletics and intimidation. For the fighting style, I think I'm gonna go for defense to get +1 to your AC while you're wearing armor. Archery would be nice for more accurate fire, but Robocop is more tank than DPS. Or both. Actually, all. Second wind lets you heal 1d10 plus your fighter level as a bonus action once per short rest. Have you ever been shot by an entire factory's worth of lead? Take a nap. Maybe you'll wake up as Robocop. For that, we'll jump over to Artificer. Magical tinkering lets you put tiny robot effects into tiny non-robot items. You also get cantrips like Firebolt for a little boom blast that deals a d10 of fire damage with a ranged spell attack. Mending lets you fix yourself up, putting 2 pieces of metal back together or fixing a crack in something. It's for minor cosmetic repairs. If you need a real patch job, you're gonna have to go to OCP or get Dr. Lazarus. Dr. Lazarus was Nurse Subtlety not available. For first level spells, Absorb Elements gives you resistance to a type of damage, and you get an extra d6 of that damage on your next attack. I'm using this for early fire resistance. Featherfall will let you cowabunga without breaking your robot legs, and up to 5 other falling creatures as well. I'm thinking Lewis, Hewis, Dewis, and Unca Donald. Second level artificers get infusions. Repeating shot makes a weapon magical in terms of overcoming resistances, adds 1 to the attack and damage rolls, and you get unlimited ammo. Nobody wants to see Robocop run out of ammo. Enhanced armor gives +1 to the AC of an armor or shield. That'll make you a big, beefy, hard boy to hit, especially paired up with defense. Armor of Magical Strength lets you add your intelligence modifier to your athletics checks with 6 charges, refreshing a d6 worth uses at dawn. It's a little boost for now. We'll get super strength later, and honestly, you should probably go for enhanced armor because that's an armor, and armor of magical strength is an armor, and you can't do both on one. Goggles of Night will give you 60 feet of dark vision with a little bit of thermal vision for your bad human eyes. Third level artificers can choose a specialty, and armorers get the best stuff for Robocop. First, your arcane armor replaces any missing limbs or body parts. 1 for 1 with Robocop stuff. That's why we're a human and not a Warforged. Also, you don't have to have strength requirements to avoid the penalty. That's nice too, even though you're only 1 strength away. If you rolled for it, you could be there. You can choose an armor model. Guardian seems like the obvious fit, letting you make thunderous punches that deal a d8 of thunder damage, so you can throw hands if you really want to. You can also pop a defensive field for a number of temporary HP equal to your artificer level as a bonus action, a number of times per long rest equal to your proficiency bonus. It just makes you thicker. Might seem like Infiltrator doesn't fit with the lightning launcher and the dampening field to prevent the stealth penalty to heavy armor. It's not like Robocop sneaks up on anyone, except for in Robocop 2, when he literally sneaks up on Robocop 2 all aboard the Cane Train. You can also learn Magic Missile for free, shooting 3 darts that deal 1d4 plus 1 force damage, so you can't really miss. 4th level artificers get an ability score improvement or feat. Dick Shooter lets you take a -5 penalty to add 10 to the damage roll of an attack with a ranged weapon, and you can fire at max range without disadvantage and ignore all but full cover. So if someone's holding a hostage, you can target those sensitive areas to do the most damage. 5th level armorers get an extra attack, letting you make 2 attacks instead of 1, so you can shoot both balls in the same turn. Armorers learn Shatter for free for some concussive blasts, forcing a Constitution saving throw on creatures in a 10-foot radius, dealing 3d8 thunder damage to those that fail. Inorganic materials have disadvantage on the saving throw, should be good for handling a copycat of Robocop. Robocat Cop. That's the reboot we need. Someone write this down. 6th level artificers get tool expertise for expertise in tools you're proficient with. Alex isn't like smithing himself up. Honestly, Warlock kind of makes more sense flavor-wise, but ability-wise, it kind of works pretty great too. I'll be honest, I had 2 versions of this build before I wrote the script, and one of them was 10 Warlock, 10 Fighter. Warlock would give you things like ghostly gaze to see through walls with the thermal vision, which is something Robocop does, and there's not really another way to get X-ray vision. You can also get a bunch of explosions because obviously if you're working for cops and corporate America, Fiend Pact makes sense. So you get fireballs, gets resistance to a type of damage at level 10. Like there's a lot of stuff for Warlock that works for Robocop, but like I know that's not what it's supposed to be. So I just won't do that. Anyway. For your infusions, resistant armor gets resistance from acid, cold, fire, force, lightning, necrotic, poison, psychic, radiant, or thunder damage. Fire is the most common in your line of work. Lots of explosions, I'd go for that. Spell refueling ring just lets you recharge a little faster with a spell slot of 3rd level or lower, coming back once per day. It's kind of a placeholder, but probably tastes like baby food anyway. So, just get something else at home. 7th level artificers get Flash of Genius, letting you add your intelligence modifier to an ability check or saving throw of a creature a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier. You don't really need that much to make this a good ability, but it's kind of more just on the way to better things. 8th level artificers get another ability score improvement, bump your dexterity to make sure you don't miss those sweet shots. Lots of characters have good aim, but Robocop's aim is nuts. 9th level armorers get armor modification, letting you attune up to 2 more infusions as long as they're attached to your body. Your armor also counts as multiple pieces, a helmet, armor, gauntlets, and boots, which will work well with our next level. For now, enjoy the spell Fireball to... can't get Fireball. Could if you were a Warlock. Anyway, scratch that, get Fly for a 60-foot flying speed, and you can zoom on your jetpack. 10th level armorers get 2 new infusions. You can grab some good ones here. Wing boots give you a flying speed so you can fly around like 90s Iron Man. Honestly, the effects hold up pretty good. Nice work. And now you don't have to cast the spell Fly. Technically, there is a limit to how much you can fly, but no, there isn't. You just can't like fly over an ocean. Your DM's never going to check on this, and you're never going to run out, especially if you're just using it in combat or to like get around town. Eyes of the Eagle give you advantage on perception checks to see, which should also add 5 to your passive to make you a better investigator. Enhanced armor is also +2 to your AC at this point, so you're dummy thick if you want to choose that one, which you should because it's pretty in character for Robocop, and it's pretty good. 11th level artificers get spell storing item, letting you store a spell of 2nd level or lower into an object, then cast that spell from the object an amount of times equal to twice your intelligence level. Put Shatter on a stick, now you got a rocket arm. 12th level artificers get another ability score improvement, cap that dexterity to shoot stuff really good. We can just kind of cheat to get a lot of the other stats higher because artificers get to cheat. Cheating's kind of fun. 13th level artificers can learn 4th level spells. Stone Skin gives a creature resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage for up to an hour depending on your concentration. With your big old AC, that is some intense bulk, even if you don't have that much HP. Speaking of not having very much HP and cheating, 14th level artificers get to cheat for more HP with 2 more infusions like Amulet of Health for 19 Constitution. Because it's easy to get 7 more ability points when you're a 14th level artificer. Belt of Hill Giant Strength gives you 21 strength because hey, 7 ability points in 1 level? That's embarrassing. Get 14. Good lord. You know how Robocop only ever gets bothered by like other Robocops? That's what it's like playing a high-level artificer. Back over to fighters. 2nd level fighters get action surge, letting you make 2 actions in 1 turn instead of 1, so you can do 4 attacks and rat-a-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. 4 shots is pretty crazy with sharpshooter. 3rd level fighters can choose a martial archetype. We'll go for Battlemaster for 3 maneuvers and 4 d8 superiority die to spend on them. Disarming Strike lets you force a strength saving throw on a creature you hit with a weapon attack. Failing that, they have to drop something they're holding. You can do it with a ranged weapon to juggle a gun with your gun. Robocop 3 isn't the best Robocop movie, but it's it's not the worst, and it's hilarious. Menacing attack lets you force a wisdom saving throw on a creature, frightening them if they fail. Call that some suppressing fire. Both of these add your superiority die to the damage. Precision attack is a little different, adding it to your attack roll instead. That'll help you hit the sharpshooter shot if you want to hit something the size of a chess piece, like a queen. Google Robocop size queen on your work computer to find out more. Of course, as a student of war, Robocop can unlock the greatest power to save Detroit: calligraphy. 4th level fighters get another ability score improvement. You basically have capped strength, dexterity, and constitution, so take the heavy armor master feat. That'll make you take 3 less damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing attacks while wearing heavy armor. And you get +1 strength, but that doesn't go on top of the belt of hill giant strength, just makes you a little more okay without it. Not really even, because it goes from 14 to 15 and odd numbers do nothing. 5th level fighters get rebooted, PG-13 style, and it sucks. Our capstone is the 6th level fighter for another ability score improvement or feat. Hell, take the tough feat. You're not just ignoring cover with sharpshooter, you're ignoring taking cover because you don't have to. You have 40 more HP. Ta-da. Now that we've hit level 20, let's figure out how viable this build is. First, you're a human tank. That could be the name of the movie. You're simply built differently. In enhanced plate mail, you have 21 AC. Stone Skin is probably your best concentration option to cut the damage of physical attacks in half, and you can out more physical damage automatically with Heavy Armor Master, no spell required. You also have over 200 HP. Jeepers. You're also shooting really well with maxed aiming ability, free reloading, and huge damage modifiers from your sharpshooter. Finally, you're mobile. Flying speed is great, and winged boots only run out if you try to fly for like 9 hours without stopping or something. For weaknesses, you're a huge dork. Literally, you're big and bad at talking. If you're not trying to intimidate someone, you could struggle to get your way outside of combat. Wisdom saving throws could also be an issue. You could get hacked by a child, or OCP could stop you from doing your job if they just like fiddle with your programming. Finally, spells with modifiers won't be great. You've got +2 intelligence and 14 levels in an intelligence class. That's not exactly ideal. But did you know Artificer isn't actually an intelligence class? It's an everything class, and it lets you cheat. Honestly, I think it was extra cooked just to get people to buy Tasha's Cauldron of Everything and make Wizards of the Coast money. But being corporate daddy's favorite doesn't mean you have to work for them. And that applies to Robocop too. Just don't lose your humanity. There's only one thing worse than dying: becoming the soulless puppet of a corporation dragged out of a respectable death to dance for money. Robocop 2014. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, subscribe for more. We're making these sometimes. Join the Patreon to support the channel, and check out Tulok and Mango to see some quality Elden Ring content.